Welcome. So today we are going to do a 7-minute workout. And this workout's been designed by Harvard University. And apparently if you did this workout 3 times in a row, 3 times a week, you would be perfectly fit. Now, of course, that's taking into account the average population. So you might not find that you could do more than 1 round of this workout, and that's totally fine to just start with 1. If you like it, do 2 rounds. If you like it even more, do 3 rounds, and maybe you can start adding it into your routine on a regular basis. But today, we're just going to do 1 round, and it does contain both strength and cardio exercises. You don't really need any equipment, but a step can be handy if you have a step nearby, even a step in your home. And a chair can be handy, but again, you don't need to have a chair. So totally up to you. But let's just do a little bit of warming up first, because we are going to be using all of our muscles for this one. So just warming up the wrists, just warm up the shoulders and arms. Just very quickly. So another thing you can do to warm up is maybe if you do have a walking routine, you could start by doing a quick walk around the block or something and then come in and do the workout. It's a great way to warm up as well. Gets everything, gets the blood flowing and everything moving. Let's just do a little twist, the torso warmed up. And so normally when you do warm-ups, you actually do this kind of stretch. You do a moving stretch. And it's better when you do your cool down or your finishing stretches to be more static, where you hold the stretch. So that's what I learned when I was a personal trainer. When I did my studies, I'm still a personal trainer. Anyway, getting our hips warmed up. Just a little bit for our ankles. This will do your knees a little bit as well. Just letting yourself be nice and loose. Okay, so we're going to do the 7-minute workout. So I can't remember how many exercises there are, but we're going to do 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. That's the standard for the Harvard version of this routine. We are going to be standing up. We're going to be getting down to the ground. So don't worry if you don't get up and down in that 10-second break. Just do what you can, do what works for you. And you might find if you do this routine a few times over the next few weeks, that it gets easier. And that's the whole point, right? So let's get started. We get started with jumping jacks. Let's go. So jumping jacks is where you jump up and down like this. You probably are familiar with it, but I find it a little bit too much for me. My body gets a bit uncomfortable. So you can just do them static like this, or you can do you want to use both legs? This is what I prefer. But I'll just do a quick one so you know what I mean. That's a normal jumping jack. So you can do that style as well, whatever works for you. All right. Beautiful. So that's the first exercise. The second exercise is a wall sit or holding a squat if you don't have a wall. But let me show you a wall sit. So my back's up against the wall and I'm just going to sit down. So the lower you are, the more it's going to work out your legs. This can be quite tough for knees if you've got a sore knee. So just come up a little bit higher so you feel the challenge without the pain. When I was a bit lower, I could feel the pain from an old injury. Trying to get the knees to track over the toes so they're not coming in and they're not out. They're just right where, in the same direction as your toes. We're almost there. Beautiful. All right, so this time we're going to do push-ups. So we did some push-ups last week. The further your knees are away, or if your toes are up on the ground, that makes it harder. So I'm doing a fairly easy version, particularly because I've got to keep talking to you. I've got to keep that in mind. But do whatever option feels good for you. Try some different options, because maybe you can do more than you think. Whew. Can you feel your heart rate already? Almost there. Trying to keep the neck neutral to your spine so you're not looking too far down. Now we're coming into crunches. We did a few of those last week too. So hands behind the head and up. Just trying to basically get the shoulder blades off the ground. Keep the lower back pressed down. Pull the belly button in. And if it helps, breathe out as you come up. as you come up. And exhale. That can just really help, especially when you're getting started. Oh, 10 more seconds to go. How are you going? I can't remember the next exercise, but my phone will tell me. Beautiful. So we're coming up. Our first step ups. So if you don't have a step, just do some high knees. Otherwise, if you've got a step at home, it's just step up and step down. Step up and step down. Now, if you want to make it harder, lift your knee up, step down. And you'd want to try the other side. Make sure your whole foot's on the step so you're not going to fall off. I'm going to go back to the other side. You can always do high knees if you need to. Did you ever do a step class? I found them really hard. Need lots of coordination. Okay, squats this time. So instead of a step like sitting, we're just going to do a normal squat. So let's put our hands across chest. Now it's like you're sitting in a chair, keeping those knees protected. Keep your knees tracking in the same direction as your toes. If you can't go too far down, I'm feeling my knees today, so I'm not going too far down. Whew. It's warm in here. That might be my hypothyroidism as well. Oh, almost there. Last one, I think. Yeah, beautiful. Now we're doing tricep dips. So this is where the chair can come in handy. I'll show you that in a sec. But if you don't have a chair, this is how you do it. Bending your elbows away from you. If you have a chair, this is how you do it. So sit on the chair and same thing, up and down. It's quite hard. The further your feet are away from you, the harder it is. Almost there. Oh, probably the hardest exercise in this routine, I reckon. One more. Beautiful. Ooh. Are you feeling it? Plank this time. So coming down, get down on your elbows. I'm going to stay on my knees. But if you want to, pop up onto your toes like that. Trying to keep your bum in line with your back so your bum's not too high up and it's not sagging too down low. Right in line with your back. Pull the belly button in. Ooh, I am feeling this one today. How are you? Beautiful. All right, what's next? High knees. So we did do a step if we had it. This time we're going to do high knees without the step. Now, if you can run, like do a proper run, I can't, you can do that. Otherwise, this is just as good. Get your knees up as high as you can. It also works the core. And using opposite hand to opposite knee, great for coordination. As high as you can get them. Gets the heart pumping, just so good for overall health. As long as you don't have any heart problems, of course. Almost there, beautiful. Lunges. Now people find lunges really hard. I'll step a bit forward for this one. Get a step back and both knees bend down. Trying to get 90-degree angles for both knees. And down. Together. And down. So one of the mistakes people make with these is try to sort of line up their legs, but that gets really hard for balance. So legs straight back in line with the hips and bend down. Now, if you really need to, maybe you can get your broom handle to hold on to, just for balance while you're getting used to lunges. That can be helpful. We are so close to finishing, all right. So we're going to do a push-up, and then rotate, bring one arm up, and then push up, rotate the other side. Push up, rotate, push up, rotate. Oh, it's so good for the torso and the abs, and for flexibility, as well as strength. This workout really does have everything. Beautiful. Okay, now we've got a side plank. So side plank, put your elbow under your shoulder and then just pop up the hips. So I keep this leg out on the ground so that I've got some extra balance. We're going to do 15 seconds and then we're going to move to the other side. So you might want to roll over or, like me, just move to the other side, because this is our last 15 seconds, guys. We are almost done. Oh, I can feel it. Yay. Oh. How do you feel? Let's take a big deep breath in and let it out with a big sigh. So, as I said at the beginning of the workout, Harvard would recommend you do that 3 times in a row. You can take a 5-minute break in between if you want, and then try and do that 3 times a week. Now remember, this is inclusive movement. You might not be feeling that fit yet. That's totally fine. You know, I've got a healthy issue at the moment that would make it really hard for me to do multiple rounds of that. So I'm happy with my 7 minutes. Big tick for me and big tick for you. But as I said, you can go back to the beginning of the workout. Do it again if you want. So let's just stretch. But I find the 7-minute workout's fantastic because you can do it a couple of times a week because it doesn't take much time. And sometimes, like when I'm feeling a bit better health-wise, you know, the endorphins start kicking in about now and you want to do another round. You want to challenge yourself. So, you know, it's not quite 14 minutes. It'd be more like 20 minutes when you've had a break and done a stretch and done a warm-up. That's pretty good. Doing the whole body in 20 minutes, including cardio and strength, is pretty awesome. Quick stretch. Always stretch because it's just going to make sure you don't get very injured. Whew. And other leg. Oh, I can feel that, but it's nice. I haven't been able to do much of a workout this week. Lots been happening, so this feels good. I'm going to come to lying on our backs now. Just one knee, little ankle on top of the opposite knee, pulling the leg in. Take a couple of breaths. And we're going to move to the other side. Feels so good. And let's lie into Shavasana. So if you've got a bit of problem with your lower back, you can just bring your feet flat to the floor, otherwise stretching them out. Arms out to the side, palms facing up. Let's take 3 big deep breaths. Big inhale. Let it out with a big sigh. And again, inhale. And a big exhale. One more. Exhaling. And if you've got time, now might be a great time just to hit play on the meditation for the week and just fully chill out. So thanks so much for being part of the workout this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. See you soon.